Incredible 10 in a row. El Turco Razgatlioglu completes the perfect weekend as Bautista and Petrucci crash early. Danilo Petrucci entered a little past. There was no gap between Remy Gardner and Alvaro Bautista's bikes, ending finally on the ground the Spanish and the Italian rider. The number 54 makes it 10 consecutive victories after a magnificent display in race 2 which had some early drama and late battles. The Model FIM Superbike World Championship was back for one final time this weekend for a sensational race 2 which resulted in Hattrick Razgatlioglu, ROKT BMW Motorrad World SBK team, completing a dominant weekend and his third hat trick in a row. The number 54 also claimed his 130th podium in World SBK, equaling Troy Corser at the all-time spot. Hat trick weekend, Hattrick adds to his win tally. Razgatlioglu took his third victory of the weekend, finishing a perfect Czech round after topping the timesheets in every session. At the line, El Turco would take the race 2 win by 3.239 seconds over Nicolo Bulega, Aruba.it Racing, Ducati, in second, who put on a great fight, briefly leading. The number 11 secured his 11th podium in World SBK after a great start to the season, finishing ahead of Andrea Locatelli, Pata Promiti on Yamaha, in race 2. Locatelli made his awaited return to the podium for the first time in 147 days, finishing third. Drama on turn 1. Key contenders crash on the opening lap. Once the lights went out, it was a great launch from Bulega, who stole the lead from Razgatlioglu at the start as Alex Lowe's, Kawasaki Racing Team World SBK, jumped the start and was later handed a double long lap. Meanwhile, there was drama at turn 1 for Alvaro Bautista, Aruba.it Racing, Ducati, with the number 1 involved in an incident with Danilo Petrucci, Barney Spark Racing Team, ending their races. Bulega led the opening laps with Razgatlioglu hot on his tail as Michael van der Mark, ROKT BMW Motorrad World SBK Team, carved into the podium places. Razgatlioglu hit the front on lap 5, beginning to extend his lead to the number 11 instantly on lap 6. There were battles throughout the field with Locatelli soon finding his way through Remy Gardner, GYTRGRT Yamaha World SBK Team, for 4th position. Jonathan Aurier, Pata Promiti on Yamaha, began to battle for the final spots inside the top 10 as teammate Locatelli was now fighting with van der Mark, entering the podium places with 9 laps remaining as Gardner set his sights on the number 60. On the last lap, Razgatlioglu had a 3-second advantage from Bulega in second, storming to victory after a mistake-free finale. The number 54 won by 3.239 seconds at the line, adding to his confidence as Bulega and Locatelli completed the podium. However, there was drama on the final lap with Axel Bassani, Kawasaki Racing Team World SBK, crashing out at turn 17. Gardner crossed the line in 4th, securing a strong end to the weekend after the Australian pulled off a fantastic overtake from van der Mark with 3 laps remaining. The number 60 secured the final spot inside the top 5 to finish ahead of Aurier, who had brilliant pace at the end of race 2, charging through the field. Aurier made a late move on Michael Ruben Rinaldi, Team Motorcycle Racing, who completed a strong end to the weekend, claiming his best result of the season after finishing as the top independent rider in 7th. Andrea Iannone, Team Gogo Leben, would recover to 8th after dropping to 18th in the opening stages after the lap 1 drama. Meanwhile, the final positions inside the top 10 went the way of Alex Lowe's and Iker Lecuona, Team HRC, who received a 3-second penalty for a shortcut. Xavi Pierge, Team HRC, took P11, missing out on a spot inside the top 10 but would finish a mere 0.743 seconds ahead of Garrett Gerloff, Bonovo Action BMW. Gerloff was the top Bonovo Action rider after finishing in front of Scott Reddy, Bonovo Action BMW, with the British rider crossing the line in 13th. The final point-scoring positions would go the way of Kawasaki Puxati Racing's Tito Rabat and Bradley Ray, Yamaha Motox Racing World SBK Team.